Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Normandy series here on the Lord Master channel, as the kingdoms of England and Greater Normandy are still mostly together, although there is one entity that kind of got away with it on its own. That's the County of Lulu, which has belonged to some Croatian man. Yeah, founded by a Croatian vassal for whatever reason. And how did I get it is probably through inheritance. Inheritance and then became independent somehow. And he's not related to anybody there that would give him that title. Well, we can assume he's from Heves and Arad in Pannonia, which Pannonia is largely under Byzantine control. Yes, Byzantine control. Roman. So I would just simply ask him to offer vassalage, though he will, if you give him low taxes and all that. I would rather fight a de jure war, just to, put somebody from our dynasty back. In fact, just to give him Northumbria. Or counter then of VIET. But you cannot, because you do not have the piety to do so. In fact, you don't have the means to declare war of any kind. So the best course is just vassalize them, but I'd be getting low taxes and all that. It's just you have a clearly very different person. So yeah, you mismanaged population and roll favors down. You are in a totally foreign land, good sir. So don't try to change the culture. Don't try to introduce Croatian culture up in Normandy. Otherwise, we're gonna have a problem. But I got other problems of my own, because we need fame, lots of it, illustrious, because if we want to have a stronger economy, I would like to establish a Nordic Ivory Carving Center here in London. Maybe. Actually, it doesn't give you special building. It just gives you that. That's what I thought it was. I mean, we already have a special building right here. Tower of London. So, there's a way to get lots of fame, but we're going to have to wait until next year till we acquire a lot more wealth for me to even afford and to do such a thing. So, let's get right to it. It's a relatively young disease. If it reaches the Thames River, then we got a real problem. Oh, we know how that works. Summon a physician. Soft approach. This is a Cornwall. Send her to jail. Damn it. Very good. Now keep your eyes open on that. If it gets any worse, though not at risk here in Middlesex, but no longer my court gesture. Died in childbirth. No heir to my dynasty. You see? This is why we have you, even though you have wheezing. I mean, we are both sick. In an unlikely scenario, because sometimes illness can even kill you. Or even worsen. So, I'm going to tell you this right now. If this character dies, this will not be the end of the series, because who knows who's going to have that title. Well, more than likely to play somebody who's landed from that house. And then we'll just work our way up again. Or whoever's going to be the next house head. Unless perhaps her. But you can't favor anybody. In case one goes to a adventure route. But still, just a precaution. Innovations in agriculture. 27 gold, 70 prestige, 66 piety. She need a couple more. I plan on doing a grand tour, Majesty Tour, to visit all of my lowly vassals. You converted from Anglo-Saxon to English. Good. Starting to embrace the English culture. The enviable aura. For some inexplicable reason, this character possesses an enviable aura that leaves others envious and resentful. People can't help but talk negatively about her, attributing her success to luck or unfair advantages. A constant envy creates a toxic atmosphere of gossip and backbiting within the court. More monthly prestige for me, but the vassals will not like me more as they already don't. So, yeah. I'm just waiting for the illness of mine to go away because it's been going on longer than usual, which is not a good sign. And as well as to wait until that disease blows over. And meanwhile, we are on our way to High Medieval now, which it'll be embraced in 6 years' time, as I'm all better now. We're entering a new era in England's history. I just need a few leftover gold before I can consider starting a grand tour, if you will. High trade power. Alright, let's do it. Submit to suzerain. No, we plan on getting you in one way or another. Look, these things would be less vassalage, but I'd rather have you come in. But if we can increase your opinion towards us, maybe we can get you in. But I would still rather kick you out and appoint somebody who's properly Norman, unless you want to convert the Norman culture, then I'll be more than happy for you to do so. I'm a reasonable man and I have lots of patience. Because my main focus now is going to be the Majesty Tour. And I know there's a lot of unruly vassals that do not like me. So I'm only going to visit the ones that is the most unruliest of the unruly. But the ones with opinion like that, they're manageable. We'll go across the sea as well. I'm simply over there just as a one last FU. This is going to be a long tour with little chance of danger, which means I can free up to bring some, make haste. Travel log, actually, giving more prestige gain. And venerate the local shrines too to get some additional piety, as we lack piety, as you can't start wars without piety. Let's have bigger prestige gain and get all the furniture that you need. And do not visit areas where there's consumption. We'll go visit these places later. But this is a good excuse for me to, as I often said, get off my ass and get moving. There shouldn't be any consumption down there, or in any of these areas for that matter. No, there isn't any. So that's good. So, ready? Let's go. Majestic start. Gain 240 prestige. Again, we're doing it to get the fame level up. I'll eat it. We arrived at a small village in Surrey to see quite the commotion in the town square. An unfortunate creature surrounded by furious villagers. Bleak hopeless look in his eyes that brightens as he knows my procession's approach. My lord, please, don't listen to them. It's all lies. I'm innocent. Wouldn't you give me the king's justice? True, the evidence is circumstantial, but a lowly peasant should never speak to the king unprompted. There are no control issues here, but also the execution is just. I'm not always a nice man. Just to let you know. I receive a welcome worthy of the king at the gates of Unlund's castle in Hampshire. There's little doubt the splendor of my train has made a great impression. The vassal dutifully receives me with all the requisite deference. All the moon explains the planned evening banquet, promising the entertainments and victuals on offer near the stands of Mountain Court's dinners. The Duke of Wessex assures me this is only the finest food he has to offer. Hopefully we can get it up to 4, because that would be great for prestige. So, let's begin! The meal this evening has been to die for, but as the chefs keep piling food high, I noticed my knife Wolfhead has been scarcely touching what little he puts on his plate. Though lack of appetite will be fine at any other time. Duke of Wessex seems to be getting insulted that a member of my entourage is picking and poking the food at their dish. He's 50, he's a dwarf, he's a bastard founder, no, this is it. I'll say, "Hey, something for God's sakes!" Irritated him. I sat at the dinner table waiting, my sir. When it finally arrived, I could scarce contain my elation. The pious confection in the shape of a cross is slid over me in an ordinary plate. The thing is so intricately decorated as if God himself has made it just for me. Of course I love it, but the only question is, how can I best show my appreciation? I'll remember this. Become more majestic. Can't wait to have a legitimate child to ensure the continuity of our line of this dynasty that rules England and Greater Normandy. I inherited the earldom of Gloucestershire and one other title. Well, crap. Well, one thing is for certain. It has to be ruled by the English. Peter. Spread the English culture. That's all I wish. And of course, every time you do that, you gain a bit of prestige for appointing local nobles down there. I concluded my visitation of Hampshire, and my first session first the part. Though Godwell of Wessex and his court line have neatly deceived me apart, with everyone present, it's time to collect tribute and beg for bestowing of my presents. Time for tribute. Give it to me. We approach the hamlet where a forlorn man stands shackled on the gallows, with throng at the gatherings foot. It's the king! It's the king! A peasant stumbles to the ground, crying, please, my husband is innocent. It's a lie. Nobody even saw it. They pulled away. No, beyond. They dragged down the street. The bishop asked, sorry, my lord, ignore her. The man is guilty. Don't worry about that. I'm here to pardon him and her, if you don't mind. My procession continues down our planned route to Bedford, where suddenly come to an abrupt stop. While folks come in. Stop, you fools! It's said that this road is infested with bandits and scoundrels of low character. We must divert. If the route he proposes is longer, it assures me he's safer. Huh. The prowess, however, we get wounded for that. Because he's too old. Well, let's just take the safe route. As my entourage comes to a halt at the gates of Bedford, the call is made for Earl Bedford to receive me, but after a time he was more often than generous. Not even a lowly servant appears to greet me. The call is made many times worse. We receive no answer save for the triple wild birds and gentlemen. It's come clear and been turned away to the gates, and the false earls in doing so insulted the crown. As an ambitious man, I say, this insult will not soon be forgotten. You will pay for this one day. Passing through Kettering, I pass by a pitiful prisoner, chained to the post like a dog. She calls out to me, begging for me. What is your crime? I demand a level of imperiousness befitting king. I'm accused of being a disputed heritage, an accusation I cannot unfortunately refute. A few small beads of sweat as well. After all, I am a disputed heritage too. Yeah, supposedly. Am I a disputed heritage? Queen Elsa's daughter, and the world's almost certainly illegitimate child. Aha. What a terrible, awful crime. That's all I can say about that. Alright, the Earl, who is also a monk, club-footed and wheezing. The not Prince Bishop. I was about to say, didn't we install Prince Bishopric somewhere within? Because I do recall installing a theocratic vassal somewhere. Governments. Ah, yes, it's Somerset. I mean, did I put you there? A hush falls over the halls. The musician plays a note too hard. Sharp twang cuts through the rivers like a slap. The melody dies. My vassal, or Osbud stiffens and says, "Ah, my apologies." The musician's timorous, growling lower. It's your trembling hand. A few guests pause in midst of the wine, glancing about uncertainty. Earl Fitzcount forces a smile. A flush in his cheeks unmistakable. Small mishap, he says, was to it's not loose jointed in phones. Who the Earl Fitzcount? We already begun. Fetch when we looked. Haha, now I'm a poet. See, I got talent. My old caravan master folks had his mortal coil when he died of old age. He believes they choose someone else to lead my entourage. Okay. You two will be excellent. Over, you'll do. Because the other one's got inspiration. You want to go to Arabia? Sign right here. Wants to string a magnificent bow? Go ahead. Carve me a mighty longbow. English longbowmen, you know? Which I gotta get these one day during the High Medieval era, because they say each passing era, the longbowman will get better and better. This evening, I'm sitting next to Earl Osmond's Chancellor. I'm worried. Watching as he sighs into his play of long. Truly, I grow tired of life here in Warwickshire, and I long to elevate my station. My talents are wasted here. And lately, I've been thinking of somehow you back to Middlesex, where I can show you what I'm worth. Yes, I'm at St. John, but can I really steal one? As in Warwickshire's court. Of course, come with me. Don't expect me to find you a job or anything. Lollards in Anjou. The Lollards of back. What twisted mockery of our faith is that? More reasons for me to get rid of you. The latest work of my acquaintance, Duchess Tegla, has come all the rage. The court is elite. The feast deals with the feelings of sorrow and loss. Tegla's public is dedicated to regret in lonely graves. When such beautiful contents is hid from sight, those I find must feel a blight. But one so great falls so far, it is so rare for any to escape with less scar. So far I kept my thoughts to myself, but the buzz has grown too dramatic to ignore it much longer. Oh, I could see it's truly heartfelt. How about I send you poetry back? Poet is lauded. If you keep sending poetry, you'll increase your skills as a poet. Find something truly unique out of Arabia. Duke Benoit, a vassal kingdom of France, has become a lollard. To there. Just want to make a lot less Anglo-Saxon than there already is. 2 gold. At dinner I find an opportunity to service your majesty. My procession is rich with valuables and talented people. Perhaps I can negotiate myself a Earl Osborne of Warwickshire if I leave a little piece of me behind. There are many things I could bestow on my benevolence, perhaps. Gold is always a great gift, and I got plenty of that. Time for tribute. Oh, as for Warwickshire to finally refuse to submit to my demands, there's little I can do now, but an insult like this constitutes a crime not only against me, but the realm itself. It will soon not be forgotten. We'll imprison you one day. Useless git. I enter a local tavern in Northamptonshire, weary from the travel and thirsty for spiced wine and rest. My quiet contemplation is disturbed by a sound of slamming fist on splintering wood, followed by a scornful spit. That abhorrent oath! A house of the Normandy, I spit them all on. Everyone knows the true heirs of England are those of House Anglia, Chichester. I keep my profile low, but it appears that my kingly manner at the Normandy on my garments is giving me away. Let's take something before the situation escalates. Say it to my face, you sycophant! 100% chance that peasant leader is humiliated. Put him in his place. Slope. After several days of weary traveling, we stopped at an inn here in Bedford in search of accommodation for me. I sent my caravan master Wolf there to inquire about the possible lodging. The glum look on his face as he returns to the entourage does not bode well, however. My lord, the proprietor insists that they are full to the brim. You know, there are few patrons in the common room. I suspect them in decline because these lands belong to Earl Norfolk Bedford. Aye, no one denies King George was arrested and sent to force away in with violence. 99% chance that the innkeeper's overpowered. Give it to me. Thanks, sir. Still delivered. My caravan master found a safe shortcut in Bedford. We could use reduce time to the journey. Oh, how fortunate. Countess, Duchess, Steward, convert to Lollard. As my party navigates through the marshy lands around Ely, I don't know if that's correct pronunciation, unless you people from England who live in the East Anglia area, or whatever it is called nowadays, Norfolk, is the correct pronunciation. I come across a group of local villagers. They are knee-deep in the mire, hands eagerly delving into the muddy water. They are catching eels, a staple food in East Anglia during this period. The villagers spot your party and, with a mischievous glint in their eyes, challenge you to join their eel-catching contest. Elsenbach, a burly villager with a friendly grin, explains the rules. Each participant has to catch as many eels as they can within a set time. One with the most eels wins. The villagers are eager to see how a noble like me would fare in this slimy endeavor. This could be a fun diversion, but I could also end up covered in mud and eel slime. Well, I do want the fame as quickly as possible. These eels, I shall eat them raw to impress everyone. 100% chance of primal feast. I gulped down several eels. The villagers are horrified but impressed. So I'm a young king who's a proud of my life. As my tour continues to progress across the earldom of Norfolk countryside, I've been informed that I've made arrangements to meet the representative of this disgruntled peasantry. A pitiable creature crawls before me, arguing about the alleged dignity of the Norfolkian common folk. However, it soon comes to my attention that the brass buffoon has never once dressed me as Highness, an offense which may be punished in any way I see fit. Yipe. I'll forgive his ignorance. Some people aren't bright compared to others. I'll just toss it a coin and move on. Amazing inn. The inn we stayed in Walsingham last night was a surprisingly wonderful place. I don't know what the inn or its staff did right, but something about the inn has allowed most of us to sleep through the night so peacefully. This morning there were smiles on the faces of many of my entourage as we prepared to leave. What a wonderful place this was. My arrival at Duke Huttred's castle in Norfolk has marked a fanfare befitting the King of the Realm, and locals are clearly awed by the grandeur and pomp of my escort. A vast dues the receipts of all the records of difference. What that outlines the planned tour assures me that East Anglia is so fair and fine a land that the mere gazing on the towns and fields will be entertainment enough. Only time will tell. Let's get to it. As I'm traveling, I came upon two women arguing on the side of the road. One of them, a pretty young woman, appears to be beaten nearly to death by a second older woman. At this stunning moment, the list I quickly surmised that the older woman is accused the young man of having some low relation to her husband. The young man is vehemently denying these claims. While I'm not immediately connected to this affair, as the Lord, it would be an easy thing to intervene one way or the other. Oh, she's very bright, and for some reason it's Confucian education. I was yawning. Are you even good in any way, shape, or form? Unfortunately, I'll say I am Lord, this world will be beneath me. I don't want no stupid, but pretty woman. No, 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 no. A traveler claiming to be employed under my beneficiary, Sigrid, is performing, carrying a message from the veteran. Fear not, my great lord, for Sigrid is in good health. I bring you news possible to find an even greater adventure. You see, Sigrid took a wrong turn, is now somewhere near Dinawar. Where? Of Re. Oh, she's gone east. To Persia. Sigurd's trying to come and furls dirty maps show me right now. She has enough funds to make it Arabia as planned. It's just some additional footy could chase up a local and maybe bring home a great artifact. Life to the veteran. Explore the area of artifacts. Guess she'll find some Persian or Zoroastrian related artifact. Let's see, Vit's so brave, so strong. Words cannot describe my love for you. Now we have a perfect little son. One day, child, you will carry on legacy. What name would befit a king? Of course, William de Normandy. King William. I like the sound of that. Why not to myself? For the ego. Oh boy. Always happens. And remember, there are those that want the English throne. In fact, we got a real possibility of that happening. Install William to the throne. But no, it's the Liberty faction. There's a lot of folks out there that wants to see this occur with time. As I continue my tour around the grounds of the barony of Norwich, I hear unfamiliar voices all around us. Suddenly, I find my entire party surrounded by women in hoods pointing knives and bows directly at me. One of these assassins steps towards me and expresses my friend and myself. Happy hunting, my king. We come hunting kings. Though I'm first startled, it becomes clear it's just an act. The assassin gives me a wink and observes that their weapons made entirely of wood and dull on all the sides. They expect to play along and form up to my life. How about you, bad pot? My vassal has decided to show me to his barracks. A sea of shimmering armor stands for me. Each soldier seeming unfazed by the weight on their bodies. These are fine soldiers, who seems to wish to have them out all day. They could stamp out crime over there. My lord, look at that. Never seen such fine materials. My knight, Hatred, breaks away from a market procession at the cost of merchant selling in the Taberna. The static will respond. With this, my project would reach new heights. I could create something truly marvelous. Please, Mike, bestow this gift upon me. Of course, but surely we could get a fair price? Not convinced. Just have to spend 50. But it'll be higher quality nonetheless. It better be a damn good bow. just any bow, but a long bow. Confused. Can't wait to get rid of some of those vassals of mine and replace them with good and proper Englishmen and women. Traveling through the muddy streets of Suffolk, the people are a rare sight. Empty houses, derelict, a child plays with a dog in the silence, and hides away and sees her untouched. A local priest points at the Lord's homely home. My admirer, King George, Duke Winter, welcomes us in dusty hallway. What? It's a big honor to have you visit our humble domain. If you'd like to stay for the night, join us for supper. Gladly accept your invite. Oh, camps casts a light so feeble it's nearly imperceptible. An old servant serves food. Fish, unspiced. The Duke seems a bit too nervous talking about the difficulties of moving such a poor area. The impossible taxation. The last priest we had left after just a couple months. No excuse to go to that train. Accidentally bumping into me no longer. What are you doing? You don't notice that he stole money from me. My lord, a mystery adventurous secret. You're notoriously wealthy vessel, and I have good reason to think that my gold is near. Experiment returns its serious. Surely is ambitious to choose such a risky path. She's too old to fight them wolves. By God, I hope she has to fight one. She slaughters a charging wild wolf. Excellent. High trade power, and I've been turned away. Good trade. God damn it. As me and my party traverse through the forest and countryside of Normandy, I come across a small cheesemaking workshop. The smell of fresh milk and curds awaits through the air. I hear the sound of laughter and chatter from coming from within. Upon entering, I'm greeted warmly by a local cheesemaker and his Clayton. Teaches off the art of making luscious health cheese. He explains that the cheese is a local delicacy that mastering its craze could improve your relations with the people of Normandy. He warns that cheese making is difficult and precise art, and fair could expose you to ridicule. The Courtiers cough at his ability to learn, but Boschard looks skeptical. I will accept the offer to try my hand at making this cheese. I successfully make a batch of nutshell cheese, impressing the cheesemaker, earning the admiration party. The relations of the people of Normandy improve. Dinner time. Another dinner has been prepared for me during my stay, and looks to be a real winner. I salivate to look at this succulent, steamy dish, and right as I'm about to take my first bite, an irritatingly familiar voice pierces my eardrums. My rival and vassal Duke Nuno is right to spoil my appetite. His mere presence is bringing my blood to boil. Duke doesn't know if I'm here removes this troublesome buffoon, but I sense he has an ulterior motive. I've endured worse. There had to be a problem. My journey through the Middle East has mostly involved fighting off hordes of peddlers on pilgrim paths. In order to not delay my quest so long, I gave in to buy one of the little trinkets. I've sent a courtier bringing the tattoo away. Perhaps should provide some reason. What use does the adventurer takes a combat? A cuddle-boned Saint Vaudan figure. What the hell's that? Oh, what night? A figurine of Vardan Mamikonian, an Armenian general who secured the Armenian right to practice Christianity in the Battle of Avaria in 451. His helmet is fitted with bronze detail, sent to King George by Sigurd during their adventures. Plus 1 knight. If you were more militaristic, that would be great. For God's sakes, put that on! Actually, no, put this on! York helmet, that gives you monthly experience. Don't you have a martial book somewhere? No, you don't. Oh, hell. An extremely well-groomed emissary coming from Count Adrian of Dormont's court was presented to me. I immediately set out ordinary was afoot. As he proceeded to explain, I was invited to a very restricted party where only the most prestigious of the diplomatic circle of nearby lords were present to discuss matters of international relevance to the cozy environment. He further stressed to me how important my presence was and patiently waited for my answer to be given at a moment to return to his court to organize everything. I attempted to hide my dilemma because if I performed poorly, my prestige would suffer immensely, whereas if in a passable way I would gain nothing. Of course, there's always a chance to take the center stage of our really keeps the prestige from it. My diplomacy's pretty good. I'm not a reveler nor gregarious. Not shy, but I'll be present. I'm up to a very grave looking figure. My spot C. Hope he doesn't bring out news of this bloody project if he should. Soon I Enrichment. What are you doing, Leech? I hit a wall on my work. Nothing major. My ideas go to the ground as the pressure mounts. Fast everything. I just need some inspiration. I'm a king. There's the prior examples I could examine. I know what you need. Because I have my flag. Do something. Please. World, some inspiration, some fallback. Good. Today, Bishop Ralph of Normandy held a fiery sermon for all the children of the court. They were apparently spellbound as he zealous to read for scriptures. My Lord Wolf, them. So serves he's destined for greatness, coming that God supports him indiscriminately. Give it a cheer, blind person, so I'll say, your face stands above all, my dear child. You gotta believe in God. Now one day your eyes will be healed. Hey, Virginia. Of course you refused. God damn you. Why my knights qualify for a tournament nearby. Streets of Amiens are richly decorated from my rival, my vassal Countess Salova dutifully waits me. So here are up for a boring and mediocre at best festival that the dullard Salova has had the decency to prove. They club is here to show his buildings. He extended my extravagance. As Count Adrian of Dormont introduced me to the other prestigious Paris president, we started mingling, and I felt unable to say anything of real substance. Fortunately, my poise stance, while avoiding any major blow, was enough not to be noticed. In the end, I was able to pass unnoticed, even if I could not make any bold or smart statements. My prestige hardly suffered it from my very discreet presence. At least the food was good. Faction disband. My liege, the adventurous Sigurd said's word, so it exclaims only a letter. For 10 days and 10 nights, me and my party have been hiding. The bandit lady Lala set a blockade on the road we must travel. What do you advise? Caution, or shall we fight them, trusting Odin to keep us safe? Signed Sigurd, the Courtiers. Seems she's in quite a predicament. Oh, that's so going. Make the paper. Wasting my time. She brace. Ho ho! She bravely slays Lala, who will be of higher quality. Excellent. Parthian tactics. 3 more perks and I'll become strategist. And after strategist, go to wandering and become an inspector. Need to do more of that. I've concluded my visitations here. Time for tribute. She gave in. Well, we are kin. That's good. Now you're across a heretical territory. There's some back and forth with that. We'd like to bring you in as a vassal, but he'll still say no on normal feudal obligations. Then war it is when the time comes. Trade. Okay, he'll pay me 41 gold and he'll get something out of me of any of these. Fair enough. What are you gonna do with that? Begin the dinner. You damn fool. It's another evening of my stay here in Duke of Andrew's home. Yet another foreign meal. This place is funny. I knock it a little with my knife, watching as the dark and feeling sauce slides around like cascading mud. Oh, what I wouldn't give some food from the capital. Just some simple instruments would be fine. I could ask the Duke for something back home, of course, but I risk causing offense. Oh, I'm sure the food is fine. I'd like to be more majestic, please. Relations, bites, and polite sips of wine. The conversation table turns heated. My steward, Duke, has raises a pressing matter of governance, not directly to me, but clearly with earshot. Like Garrison lacks horses, you speak a parade on me. Chancellor, my steward, says one. Dispute begins prior to one station, the Duke. The Hadji retorts, claws raised. Security must be practical, not ornamental. Let me weigh in. Equip the garrison for function, not display. Armor fit for the field. Horses enough for patrols. Glory follows discipline, not guiding. A little bit of martial lifestyle experience. Religious persecution is strife in the Taberna of Bursod, where the Orthodox nobility is forcibly converting Catholics. Now, 17,000 exiles into my realm. Their leader, Krasislav, 60 on it. We're searching for a better, safer life, he says. Let us settle around the Kingdom of England. You're more than welcome here. So they'll be here in the Earldom of London, Prince Bishopric of Somerset, Earldom of Suffolk, Oxfordshire, and Worcestershire. Any of those faiths will partially change to Catholicism, which is what we are, and increases the cultural acceptance between us, English, and the Slovaks, if you will. Krasislav joins the court, for he is a humble farmer. It doesn't change the culture much of where these exiled people live. No. Life as a king brings all manners of magnificent and fanciful food to my plate, but lately I've grown tired of these same flavors and textures. I desire the truly outrageous, the truly exotic. On one side of me, I see pomegranate cakes, and to the other, boiled vegetables. What if I were to take these two distinct flavors and taste them at once? A worthwhile experiment. The taste was magnificent. Tiny health boost. I'll get you soon, heretic. Matter of fact, you're going to be first on my list. Okay. The night paycheck. Courtiers was satisfied, smiled across his chest. I toiled over the workbench many days and nights, but my work is finally done. He presents me with an object wrapped in cloth, as I veil what is hidden with my eyes growing. A very fine self-longbow, carved in the youth from springing sapwood and rigid hardwood, and strung with silk, standing taller than a man. A few bows can match its draw weight. Fine work. Very fine. Yet another damn longbow. How many bows does this have? Including one that's very similar. I mean, these two we don't have archer cavalry, but this one will do. Remind me when I go hunting. Use your bow. "71 and you're feeling fine, my duke." Did you hear what I said? My duke. Guess we're not going to get any events for this one. Join him! He gave in. Thank you. Just a quiet dinner. Last one. Pardon. As I crest the hill, I hear the sounds of bagpipes and tambourines in the distance. Curious, I ride towards the commotion and soon find myself in the midst of a traditional Breton festival. Locals dressed in colorful attire or headdresses are participating in a lively procession, singing and dancing to the music. The air is filled with the scent of roasted meats and freshly baked bread. One of the revelers approaches and invites to join the festivities. "Lord, come and partake in our celebration of Breton customs and traditions." I could join the procession and dance with locals or sample some of the delicious food and drink on offer. Alternatively, I could ask Godefroy, a visiting scholar, to explain the history and significance of this festival. Tell me to explain the history of this festival. He explains the history and significance of the festival, giving me some deeper understanding of Breton culture. I gained some prestige, piety actually, and lose a bit of stress due to patience. Hill has gone incredibly hilly these past few hours, and everyone's beginning to worry. With no one in the hills in sight, I carry a massive overboard Jesus. My kingdom, mounts cannot carry on like this much longer. The portals need a break, or if it'll collapse, we must stop to rest. He knows full well this will delay our journey to Bayeux. Our brook no delays, must press onward. That's why I got dagged. We arrive at the small village of Saint-Malo to see quite a commotion time square. The unfortunate creature surrounded by various villagers, play cold stuck in her eyes. Words of brightness she knows from precision. "Highness, please don't listen to them. It's all lies. Highness, won't you give me the king's justice?" Surely I would say circumstances, but lowly peasants never speak their king unprompted. "Paul Randy, what are you doing on this side of the world? Is it because you are a pagan in their eyes?" "Loyal? Evidence source, let her go. How would you like to join? I'll pay for your travel inspections and offer you a good word." "Loyal would never betray. I mean, you might be useful." One last dinner. To The old count. Imperiality for the Sicilian frontier. Latin ruling class. Sussex. Yeah. It's time for you to put it down there. Oof. The Anglo-Saxons are now a minority, but we shouldn't worry about that. The English culture's slowly spreading up there, so now we gotta spread it down here. This area needs to be English. God damn! 11 more gold, and then we'll make that big investment. We'll get it in a month's time. Another evening of merriment draws to a close. I found myself locked in conversation with Turcatel of all people. Before I know it, the room has become silent, save for a conversation. Everyone's hanging on my neck sword. A little awkward, I'm sure I can tell, and a tale that everyone here will be delighted by. Something light. Story was impressive. Made it to tier 3 at least. Hey. Build that keep. It'll be 19 months' time. Truly, the meal this siege has been a delight. I've feasted on all manner of foods, savory and sweet. But it is quite narrow my appetite, like these fine candied figs. No matter how many I eat, no matter how much I savor their taste, something is enough to get them out of my mind. I find myself becoming lost in them. Each bite, the flavor bursting in my mouth, bring me a step closer to experiencing heaven. Oh, my stomach is packed tight and my clothing is strained. I feel compelled to reach for more. Too good not to. Satisfied. Full of desserts. Tribute. He gave it. Good. Next door neighbor, King of Wales. Let's hope for friendships between us. If one day you give me those... they're connected by sea and river, so they're going to remain enclaves in time. The road to Canterbury is busy with pilgrims making their way to the shrine of St. Thomas Becket. My party is full under the colorful group. A knight, a potter, a prioress, a miller of volley jokes, and several others. The journey's been pleasant, filled with stories and songs. But as the forest closes in, Elizabeth notices something wrong. Figures moving through the trees, too purposeful to be travelers. The potter goes, my relics! Someone must have talked about relics. Or no one could react. Masked men burst from the undergrowth, surrounded a pilgrim band. Their leader, a heavy-set man with a crossbow, grins unpleasantly. Pilgrims carry gold. And he announces, and partners carry more. Nobody moves, nobody dies. Bashard with me will break their line. A sudden charge catches the bandits off guard. Bashard bowls over two of them while engaging their leader. The knight, shaking on. The shock joins the fight. In moments the robbers are fleeing and the fellows are cheering their unlikely saviors. Gain experience with foot. Good. Pitch. Past the remote village, a gallery of peasants and dispatched my 4 small crown. Under a ramshackle trellis, fate thickly covered in a variety of wildflowers, stands 3 figures: a man, a woman, what I surmise is a local priest. Whilst the wedding is nothing ordinary, but the joining of 2 souls is always seen a momentous occasion by both the common folk and nobles alike. Perhaps I should act accordingly. A gift for the lovely couple. For the fame. Good effort, but we need 500 more. And there are ways to do it. Other than the usual gains. Lala's skull. Huh. Do we have better stewards? Yes, we do. For reference. So that way we can get rid of that heretic. Yeah. As the door to the perfect chamber opens, I greeted not by a smiling midwife, but a crying baby. My queen, I'm so sorry my king, the midwife does not realize. Your son is in heaven. Son in heaven is stillborn. Crud. And also, I've thought about saving up some money to create some duchy titles to make it a bit more sense instead of having a bunch of earls and counts around. My lord, my beneficiary, Sigurd nods around, smiling on voice. Proud holds up the package, securely wrapped. I returned from Persia with an artifact from my journey. I take the bulky bone in my hands, loosen the coins, pull up and I out to lay. Having inside is an artifact unlike anything I've seen before. She smiles for her. Rumored to be one of the swords of El Cid. This blade is an inspiration to anyone who aspires to these knightly virtues. It's magnificent. Colada. One of the swords of El Cid. Well done. To the royal court. This we can get rid of. Look at that. Prestige, renown, courtly grandeur, light cavalry. For now on, just save your money. Mm-hmm. Damn you. Master by our peers, you want to make a damn good sculpture? Do it. You a monk? Yeah. Monk who's a mystic. No need for dedication. Get the fame up as quickly as you can. Though there are other ways. I'm about to get watermills. And high medieval era will be reached in 3 years. The despised wolf of Gloucestershire. The Master Hud brings word of base farmer. Hearing much talk from Gloucestershire. A set of foul wolves been terrorizing the local villagers, snatching livestock before disappearing in the forest. Interesting. Well, this is an opportunity that I've been waiting for. Something to give me a lot of fame. Let's go hunt down that wolf. If you have the funds for it. Wolf sighting over here. Over here. Bristol. I'm gonna need a few more. More prestige upon completion. Okay, can we wait a little more? Okay, we got the money from the trade power. Yeah, we got what we need. Put it back. For the Piety. And after you finish your hunt, go visit Love. Yeah. Whatever danger's out there, I'll face it. Slay that beast myself. And this is an excellent opportunity. No, I will fight you in a war one day. As I stand in my dining room warming my hands against the fire, lost in my thoughts, unknown maid approaches me with tears in her eyes. After a elaborate courtesy, she looks me in the eyes and says, "My king, your sickly offspring, the beloved William, didn't resist the illness that befell him and died some moments ago." I knew words to say, she just stands in front of me, tears flowing down my neck. My poor child. I had so many hopes for you, my sweetest child, all the things you would learn, experience to do. There are so many possibilities, a whole life to live. Maybe you would have had children of your own one day, but now none of those things ever come to be. Rest in peace, little William. Things are not going my way, but it is nightfall and a man is hard at work at the cereal field south of Kirstenshire. He appears to be flattening crops at a rapid pace, using a large flat piece of wood and heavy stones. I frown as I watch the man performing his labor, then inquires what exactly he's up to. He went and starts a long rant of how we need to wake up and meet our true masters instead of hiding behind false Christian teachings. Take a few step back and surprise. Stop that, you heretic! I think I know a cure. I hope. As we wait for the arrival of the rest of the guests, our servants can get started on preparations. The games keep check the grasslands each day for signs of core while establishing close undergrounds. The wolves are close. I can feel it. Any guests that are here that I don't particularly like? Or is in need of punishment like him? Well, he's one of my knights. You I don't like in particular. For he's craven, or shy. I'm thinking about it. You've murdered before, so why not we murder him? He's a known criminal. Let's do some justice on him. I'm not going to make a habit of murdering people that I don't like during activities. Burnout assembles a party at sunrise over the camp near Bristol. My men been gathering sightings of wolves to terrorize the local area. There are plenty of pairs of eyes, not to mention spears. The beasts reign terrorists today. The pack is a nuisance, scavenging for fires and retreating deep into the woods. Let's see the rumors are true. Let's get out there. I just remind her. Put this bow on. This is a hunting bow. Galloping through the tall grass, following calls of the horns and the baying of dogs. Duke looked red. The last separates of the rest of the party. He holds a moment, pondering which course to take. I glance down surreptitiously. This might be the best opportunity I get. Today's the day. I make my move as quick as I can, dashing upon the Duke from the side and attempt to unhorse him. King George! Ah, what are you? The devil's on his horse down in the mud, as I quickly dismount. The deed is done before I collected myself. Any onlooker would be hard to find to determine the cause of this mess. I have at you, little worm. This is what you get for not paying the respect to your ruler. Now, let's go hunt down that wolf. In a moment of reprieve, I spent time in silence, taking the beauty of nature as my stress melts away. I hear my wife, Esau, supplement my well. She places something on here. While nowhere matches your beauty, this slowly reminded me of you. She smiles at my right away. You look so at peace. I'm glad. She hastily plants a chaste peck on my peak, as if we're the only ones in the world. Come here, my love. Lay with my queen. Press Lily. My vassal Duke, with dread signals across the plain. The whole wolf pack crouches in a hollow, not far off. The beasts bolt up on approach, howling the alarms they retreat in the leafy bushes, fangs snarling. We chase the plain grey vermin, focus on the largest of the group. Now begins the real chase. After it, we ride. The brave missile takes over instead of patience. My culture's now fascinated by the philosophy and innovation. Okay. As I'm separated from my hunting party for just a moment. What a moment is all it took for a stray wolf to appear on top of a large rock to stop in his tracks and stare me down like it's the next meal. I feel my throat grow dry and my hand tighten around my bow. All my experience hunting tells me that one must remain still around the wolf will wish to survive. But in a moment I am a slave to my own instincts. I can shoot it. I hit the wolf. After hours of riding, we're finally cornering the wily beast. Our chase has not been in vain. Whether tired or defiant, the wolf at last halts, turns towards us, and lets out a almighty howl. The huntsman quickly surrounds the growling animal, which glares at me, its bared fangs frothing and dripping with saliva. I'll shoot it. As I take aim, I keep the exhausted animal in place, exhale and loose. The arrow strikes true, straight into the beast's heart. That's how you do it. This is how we do. Hunts like these are pure joy. Cannot wait for next year. There's nothing quite like the thrill of bringing down a mighty beast. While the Duke with red directs to bring it up, clumsily skinning the carcass before letting the game has to take over. We placed the eager dogs' share of the spoils on the stretch high before departing for camp and home. So that should probably be an excellent conversation piece. Yeah. Just short of becoming illustrious, but don't worry, we'll get it in a few months' time. Or so. As I traverse the dense forests of Wessex, my party stumbles upon a hidden grove filled with a variety of herbs and plants. Fragrance scent within it. With thrift. Known in these parts as a wise woman of Wessex is carefully gathering these plants. She is well respected for her knowledge of herbal remedies and potions, often sought by locals for her wisdom and healing abilities. Upon noticing a party, the wise woman greets you warmly and invites you to join her grove. She offers to share her knowledge and perhaps teach you a thing or two about local flora and their uses. This could be a valuable opportunity to learn something new, or perhaps there's other matters to attend to. I like to buy some of the herbal remedies. We used to have some of these. In a corner of our camp near Ramsfair, shrieking up or breaks home. My brother-in-law confronts my courtier, accusingly, holding a treasured talisman. You thief! This was my mother's! Rothschild exclaims, eyes blazing with anger. The female denies, you lying oaf! It has always belonged to me. So she's landed. She's no longer at court now. You both are children. Hand it over. Small hofus, small hofus. Why not put it here? For none number of nights. Ravine. I apologize, sound about it. Out of Avignon. That's the best of dozens of men in combat and honest all those fights with all, so here I am on this road looking for someone better than me. Someone I can learn from. If you can best me in combat, I'll become a valuable and loyal servant. And so on this day, I demand to meet one of you in a fair fight. Alright, that's valuable after I win. Stupid man. To the pass through the market in Oxfordshire. You heard a loud yell and stumbled to an ongoing tussle between two men, tightly observed by a group of people. The crowd cheers profusely as one of them swept off his feet, face planted somberly in the dirt. Thus concluding the match. Who's next? The man yells at the crowd and groups in my several shorts not to response to. I'll do it. I win. Traversing the plains on the outskirts of Oxfordshire, we were suddenly attacked by a swarm of bandit riders, out for blood. Another set of riders rapidly approached the nearby holding, led by I'm pleasantly surprised by the altruistic demeanor of the local hero, and I praise God that they arrived just in time. He circles back around the victorious grumpers. You should join us for some Anglo-Saxon hospitality in Oxfordshire. My entourage passed through Gore without much issue, until I hear some commotion coming around. My gods. Eventually, a stranger manages to push through and stand by my side, beaming as if it last becomes. By Jesus, by the Lord, by Jesus, it's the King of England. I desire nothing more than to serve your condition for the rest of my life. Guards stand ready to throw her back in the mud. She would certainly make a lower courtier. Yeah, probably. You can join me. Greenland exports a lot of walrus ivory to markets throughout Europe, where it's often sold for a higher price. Up until now, ivory carving workshops have been making the most of this ivory that's had across many lands. But the great entrepreneurial-minded King Maru, that's not a Danish name, is it? Estonian. Sounds like a good opportunity. Working together with local merchants and ivory carvers, Maru has developed his capital, Ledanza, into Europe's main center of ivory carving outside of the Nordic seas. By investing in this industry and transforming Ledanza into a major destination for ships laden with walrus ivory, he and his successor will profit handsomely from the ivory trade for years to come. Smart business move. So in the chiefdom of Ravala, it now has a European ivory carving center. And soon, London is going to become center of Nordic ivory carving center. So right here, in Ledanza, capital of, today your capital of Estonia, correct? Yes. No special building, but now a large portion of the walrus ivory produced in Greenland is shipped to this region in Europe. Here, skilled craftspeople carve beautiful works of art to export along the Eurasian trade routes. As such, this region is considered a leading entrepot for the manufacture of carved ivory in Europe. This modifier will automatically be removed if the colonization degree never reaches the marginalization phase or concludes without a good ending. These Estonians are going to get rich. Right. Estonia is a mighty kingdom. Is Ireland and Ireland going to become one day? Oh, finally arrived. Pregnant after that little fling we did at the hunt. Two could play that game with Estonia. The Greenland settlers ship copious amounts of walrus ivory to European ports everywhere. We could profit handsomely from this trade if we could become the chief exporter of carved ivory in the Nordic seas. Gain 200 prestige. And we know what the counter modifier does. For historical context. Greenland supplied the majority of ivory used in Europe from the 11th to 14th centuries. Two main centers for carving this ivory is made from ores were the workshops in Trondheim in Norway and Cologne in Germany. Previously, historians thought Greenland ivory was seen as a cheap alternative to elephant ivory, but more recent research suggests they were valued in their own right, and exported as far as the Islamic world in Asia, for instance. What is that modifier compared to the one over in Estonia? 3. Holding tax is 3.0% development. Ours is a little more, because closer adjacent. The walrus ivory must flow to us at the least. That is. Now, Greenland exports a lot of walrus ivory to markets throughout Europe, where it's sold for higher prices. Up until now, ivory carving workshops make the most use of this ivory, but scattered across many lands, which the great entrepreneur-minded King George saw this as a great opportunity. Working together with the local merchants and ivory carvers, George has developed his capital, London, into the center of ivory carving in the Nordic seas. By investing in this industry and transforming London into a major destination for ships laden with walrus ivory, he and his successors will profit handsomely from the ivory trade for years to come. A smart business move. And it's only a matter of time before we start sending expeditions. 6 months till the keep is finished. Hagan, Alpine with the thumb. She'd be a great knight in our ranks. I don't have the money for that. After all that traveling that I've done, I'll have to go on a pilgrimage one of these days. Eastern Europe, Western Europe. So please save your money for later. Many still do not like you, but hopefully they'll slowly come around with time. I just simply want to build a war chest, be ready for future conflicts. Exalted Diplomat. Damn, I wish you were my Chancellor. Although I could, since that man is not a powerful vassal, so he has no point to being around. But we have someone better. Oh, not a powerful vassal. We do have a better steward, though not a powerful vassal, but we'll get rid of him one day. I just need to rule longer. Then the long reign bonuses will come in, and people will look at me more highly. Just don't want to spend much money now. Save it to up at least 500. Before you even think about doing anything else. Sister was slain in battle. It wasn't a war. Something else. The keep is finished in London, which means all these buildings are ready to be upgraded for time. Eerie, loud noise were heard at night by some nearby villages in Sussex not too long ago. Their sound is covered by strange colors in the sky. Investigation by official soldiers cannot determine what was the cause. Frightening. Egads. Strange noises occurred as reportedly manifest regularly in several parts of this region, causing alarm amongst the locals. With a baby cradle in our arms, great as it looks at a pale tide. My love could be named Owen after my impeccable grandmother. Not very English. Alice will do. Alice sounds good. I've been gained the Pilgrim's Guide. An opulent statue of King George, painted and massively carved. The king is famous for his enlightened reign over the Kingdom of England. The element of this sculpture is masterfully worked. Prestige gain, prestige for powerful vassal. Oh, that's lovely. Let me see. It's part of furniture. We can put that over here. Well, I don't know if he looks like me. I mean, if you look closer towards me. Do I even dress like that? No, I don't dress like that, but that's a nice effort. Not to mention more prestige gain for me. Of course, good for the realm. See, this is why you save up money for times like these. Anglo-Welsh to Anglo-Saxon. I'm hearing tales of barbarian warlords who attacked Rome generations ago. Attila, of course, is the most famous, while others are also well known. Aldrich the Goth sacked Rome, yet died soon after, for example. There was also Genseric, who transformed the Vandals into a Mediterranean power. The ambitious Odessa, who overthrew the last Western Roman Emperor, Romulus Augustulus, and Clovis, the first king of the United Franks. I think he'll say, Odessa has earned his place in history for his deed. Everybody's got their own historical context, and I'm not going to read them all. Unless you want to read it yourself, if you pause the video, which I'm giving you time to, so like pause and read, but I will only read out loud one, which is the one that I am going to select. In 476 Odessa proclaimed himself as King of Italy and overthrew the last Western Roman Emperor, Romulus Augustulus. Contrary to typical portrayals of the fall of Rome, Odessa normally recognized the overlordship of the Eastern Roman Empire, had support among the Roman senatorial class, and utilized the Roman administrative systems. He was eventually killed by the Ostrogoth king Theodoric. Didn't pick up the intrigue, but it was a try. It was an effort. I thought about fighting a few wars in this episode, but that can wait. Peasant revolt. He dealt with it. He had friends. I'm waiting for the option to send an expedition to the west so we can hit them both concurrently. You sure you don't want to join? Ah, here we go. Normal feudal. That's what I wanted, okay? And you decided to abandon your Croatian ways to become Norman. Excellent. So, at least you didn't attempt to try to... Well, he did try to introduce Croatian culture, but he decided, I'm better off with Norman customs and speaking French. Good. You're one of us now. So now there's a Croatian minority in Normandy. Who would have thunk it? He's a wise man now. Interesting. Perk. Envelopment. Soon we'll be getting these two. At least Alice is a healthy child, no sickliness. Let's just hope she doesn't get wheezing, as my wife has it. A lock of hair. What the hell? Wedding ring. Useful if I wanted to seduce someone. I drank some water and choked on it. Thankfully, it served saved me, but my court witnessed the entire bad situation. Frightening experience. Yeah. Don't even think about it. Alright, it's time to support it. Go for this again, because, you know, I'm gonna send an expedition to the west again. And, even though the last one was a bit of a failure, 1 success, 2 failures. It was just a matter of luck. We didn't have any decisions that that I could have a control over. Right. Do it on June 1st. Reasonable day. The Greenland settlements are remote and small. Sometimes depend on those back in Europe to assist them in their operations, even if the colony is thriving. It doesn't hurt to help, since Greenland's ivory is a foreign and valuable commodity traded along the various Atlantic maritime trade routes. I thus sent ships with supplies of skilled laborers with the intention of constructing numerous buildings in England. No matter where they are built in the North Atlantic, these humble but important structures of house livestock or even people, as well as store crops and other materials, essential words for everyday life. May these ships journey safely to Greenland. It'll take up a few weeks. Now, Mockland didn't go so well. Well, there's no change of viability, but let's give networks a try. To Hilland. Below Desolate, Hilland is close to Greenland. Higher chances of episodes that increase or decrease Greenland's networks. Higher chances of episodes involving encounters with native locals than the other options. So, Hilland is a name for a region west of Greenland. It likely corresponds to the modern-day Baffin Island in Canada. It can be interacted if once who was involved in College Greenland take the decision to explore seas. As a reminder, the main way to interact with Hilland is through expeditions. The advantage of setting expeditions as more opposed to Markland or Vinland is that you are more likely to trigger expedition episodes where you encounter locals, local native peoples, and increase Greenland's networks. Historically, Hilland may have been a site of the occasional Norse contact between local cultures, mainly the Dorset and later on the Inuit. Prepare for the journey. Alright. There are lands that lie beyond Greenland, like Hilland. We're sponsoring an expedition there. We could locate useful resources, local alternative, and more if we succeed. As I begin to organize this expedition, I'll carefully consider the question of who to lead it. This person needs to be courageous, intelligent, and able. Their leadership could make the difference between the expedition's success or failure. Some people in my court express interest in becoming the expedition's leader. Should I grant them this honor, or should I give this some more thought? Let's see. You are a hunter. You were a humble farmer. You were in exile. Bashad, brother-in-law, master hunter, and bodyguard. In case the natives get hostile, since you're more likely chance to encounter them, don't be afraid to defend yourself against them. And there's Tatiana, who's lazy, ambitious matchmaker. Up for it. Credit. Bashad, you the man. You have what it takes. You're strong. You're a hunter. Although even if you're a bit callous, remember, if you encounter any hostile natives, beat them up. So it'll be a few months' time before we set sail. High trade power. Middlesex. There we go. This is just what this land needs. Alright, good news for Greenland. I've received word of the arrival of my ships began carrying laborers and supplies to Greenland. Work has begun on construction settings in the Greenland settlements. Once complete, the local farmers and others will find it most useful in their daily work. Excellent. Greenland's resilience increased by 17 to 287. Increased by 15 to 288. Great. Some disgustingly horrific vile thought just entered my mind. If I told my court, they'll think me a lunatic at best. Anyways, try as I might, I can't get rid of these dark thoughts all day. I try to make my best not to think of it, but trying not to think of it makes me think of it even more. This is so bothersome. Frequent intrusive thoughts for the next 10 years, more prone to stress. Who are these guys? The Dahl Warband. Adventurous swords are hired, led by Master Reference Norrison. Oldest statue Norse. Old school Norse. Not English yet. It's in the works. Today is the day that the expedition I've organized will sail for Hilland, a Cunard harbor in Hastings, to bid them farewell. This expedition is led none other than Belshad, who I personally handpicked to be its leader. Hopefully, my faith in his abilities will be well placed. Belshad reassures me that the crew is in good spirits and they are ready for this great adventure. I can hope that nothing goes wrong on this trip, and he and his crew return with great success, whether that is bountiful treasure, trade opportunities with locals, new discoveries, or something else. Safe journeys. And as a reminder for you, ladies and gentlemen, this expedition will last roughly 1 or 2 years. During it, which will go through 3 episodes. These episodes can have positive, negative, neutral outcomes that determines whether the expedition is considered a success or a failure. Sometimes outcomes can be influenced by the expedition's leader's skills, which, unlike the first expedition, we couldn't get it out of, the expedition leader's skills, because, well, we just had bad luck. So let's hope we have better luck this time. A messenger bird, crap, I inherited everything. A messenger bird brings me a message from Bashad, and with an update about his expedition to Hilland. According to the message, the expedition is going well. Bashad says the crew just encountered a large number of seals, which they successfully hunted. Among the peoples of the north, seals are commonly used for meat and oil. This raised the morale of the crew greatly. I'm glad to hear of it. You got a good one. Due to this episode's outcome, you might receive one or more of the following when the expedition returns home. Either extra gold, prestige, character modifiers, and an increase to Greenland's resilience. I inherited is magnificent. Let's just... Right, who wants Brittany? You two are neither Breton culture. Get me a local Breton noble who will be more of a loyalist to me. Give it to him. Everything else in between. There. Now I got someone loyal. Not gonna be there. No, just even if it's a short trip, but I'm gonna be investing in regimental grounds. Because that increases men and arms maintenance, and that's important. Semi-permanent housing. Wooden barracks are not very resistant, but keeps the local levies dry and warm. Mostly. You inherited its Huskarls. I don't need that. I already got enough of these. It's not high medieval yet, but it's about to be. In 17 days, in fact. You should consider replacing these Wingmen. Put them over here. These longbowmen are much better. But the terrain effects. We don't fight a tiger anymore. But keep... You see that? It just improved. Each passing era they get better. So I guess we should consider retiring these. When you get a lot of money, invest in some new archers. Philosophy. That's culture fascination progress, but it's high medieval tech, but we need something else. Building slots is always good. High partition. This goes first. Duke Herald of Skane. I got nothing better to do, honestly. Sea may be dangerous. Once I return, go visit over there. You don't need this, but you're gonna need these. No. May their union be as rotten as a month-old fish, if nothing else. You know what I just realized? Never mind. What great misfortune. We're riding on a road a mile down when Harold's horse collapsed beneath his legs, dropping dead. Curses upon curses. We gathered around the horse's corpse, wondering what must have been signs of exhaustion for days now. Didn't seem bad, now we know better. There's not a talented far away from you. Got a horse for help here. Everyone at donkeys carry supplies and redistribute the loads if I'm pressed for time. Yeah, sure, give him a new horse. A messenger bird brings me a message from Voshard with an update about his expedition to Hillland. Voshard reports he sent a few of his crew members to explore an area that he had hoped to find something interesting or useful. Regretfully, these scouts had not traveled far when they came across a bear of unfathomably large size. They somehow ranged this beast, which slew one of the crew as they all fled back to their boats. Last such as goes to show the dangers one might find when exploring this region. Everyone knows a bear is not to be troubled. This is a bad outcome. They might lose prestige or piety or decrease in resilience. Well, it's 50-50 now. Let's just hope for something good. The seas around here are thick with Dutch traders going about their usual craft, carry rare and exotic goods from one port to another. One such merchant holds a ship of an item. One merchant ship holds an item, and that immediately takes my interest. I want to lay my eyes upon them. The jeweled scriptures. I know I could never find anything like that back in England, and must simply be mine. I cannot justify such reckless spending. White Skull, turn to port! The coxswain's horrifying yell does not suit the calm weather. But my ears are filled with an increasing loud roar of the wind. Less than an heartbeat, the moist white mist engulfs the whole ship, louder than the wind. The main mast cracks and falls overboard. As suddenly as the game, the squall moves on. Pulleys like rocks on the calm sea, dragging torn sails and broken oars along. Fear not, we have more sails. Due to my entourage's maritime expertise, we're prepared for this. New rigging is swiftly erected from the stored sails and wooded beams, and we move on. I'll buy materials. Extra building materials. Cheaper. Damn. Keep getting delays on our way. Set to the quiet tavern in Normandy when a loud band of ragged-looking sellswords converged. A brutish leader, which one of the guards said, "They sits down on my table." "No, I go alone. You're interested in the services, the best band of mercenaries in Arnheim? More loyal men you'll never find if you pass properly. Got a perfect job for you. You're my new bodyguard. Here we are. Say a quick prayer and move on. Lines about legacy. That King of England. The mightiest men must lead the earth, no matter what realms they've given birth, and only hope for memory's grace. Their time of conquest is ended. At base. Let me send you a poem right back. Right back at you. Do it more often. A messenger bird brings me a message from Boschart with an update about his expedition to Hillland. According to the message, he's come into contact with a small band of locals led by a certain Enoch. Despite the language barrier, it appears the locals have peaceful intentions and wish to trade. The members of Boschart's expedition are divided on what to do next. Some don't want to give the locals any weapons or tools that could be used against us. Others argue it's important to earn the locals' trust and see what valuables they might wish to trade. Yet others feel these locals are naive, so they're just better to steal or kidnap them. Wonder what Boschart decided to do. He's an acclaimed knight. He's an evil opportunist. Let me see. I think knowing him, since he's a, a military man, a hunter, brave and callous, I think he'll do it just like what us Normans of our forefathers would have done. I suspect he did some kidnapping and stealing. That's what I think he would do. 0% chance that he fails spectacularly, resulting in a battle between two sides. 15% chance that he fails and could manage to flee. 52% chance he successfully steals some valuables belonging to Inox people. 31% chance he successfully kidnaps someone from Inox band. I continue reading the message. Through trickery and deceit, both Sean and his crew managed to successfully steal some items from Inox band. With the naive fools, none the wiser. They also considered kidnapping one of Inox people, but decided it was too risky. After snatching their goods on their ships, Bashard and his crew made a run for it and fled the area. There's no doubt that Enoch will find out what actually happened, or so Bashard will never encounter this group of foreigners again. Splendid job. I can't see what he looted. It's a good one. So, it's a good episode. So, this episode's outcome might get an artifact, beneficial character modifiers, gold, prestige, and increased resilience. Good job! If we ever wanted to trade with these people, you better find somebody with a better stewardship skill, because that man was not it. So he had to do what he had to do. I mean, he was brave, but he was also callous, so he wasn't particularly kind to those natives over there. Here we go. When I return to Grand Wooding, I'm going to end the episode. The ships we sent on our expedition to the land of return. When I went to meet with Bashar, I asked him about the various adventures he had during the expedition. Unsurprisingly, there was much to tell. Fortunately, it appears the expedition was ultimately a success. During the expedition, we managed to acquire a lot of useful resources, contacts, and information while exploring the frontier region. There is no doubt the Debutantes expedition will greatly help the Greenland colony. Perhaps we could send another expedition in the region in the future. It would be another great opportunity to earn more glory for ourselves. We got 52 gold, 32 prestige, and of course, yep, more gold from the trade. Keep at it then. But I don't think there was much in the way of a son and heir. Peter. Yes, there was some increase in resilience too, so good job. Ah, damn it. Sickly too. I don't need to read the text because I'm getting tired of talking and want to end the episode soon. Just praise the party, just trying to be nice here. As I just simply want to get out of here. I had to attend because I wanted to travel more. It's finished. The building. Upgrade this further. Better arms maintenance further reduced. So we can make more fortune. And cheaper to maintain during wars. And don't forget to invest in longbowmen, because our old Norse archers are becoming obsolete. My presence here must not be overshadowed. I'm an ambitious man. Congratulations, I'll be on my way. Visit the capital of Kingdom of Frisia. Tinner's Guild medallions acquired. Because I inherited the earldom of Durham. I'll deal with that in the next episode. Because we'll end the episode here on January 2nd. Slowly gaining with the resilience and then the networks. Mother's still alive. That's good to know. There is not yet English. And so in the next episode, we're going to start fighting Dejor claimant wars. Especially one in S6. That piece of land that I would like to hold personal control over. Because I am its king. And its overlord of this duchy. And as well as the creation of duchy titles, so we could stop having a bunch of earldoms around here, because there's too many little earldoms. So, we'll see you in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.